Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Twisted Koi. How are we doing out there, cupcakes? So far, it looks like I'm all on my own today. I'm all alone. I did put a link in the comments. If anyone does want to come and join me, I will, if I can get it to work. There we go. There you go. I put a link in the comments, and if anyone wants to come and join me, all is welcome. I did send out some invites. Shane is otherwise engaged and not heard from Ty this week. So, yeah, on my own right at this moment in time. I'll tell you what, it's enough nice to sit down because at the moment there is absolute carnage here at home. Who said pond building was easy? My mum and dad popped in last night or yesterday afternoon, early evening. My dad walked through the porch door and he's like, "What the fuck?" I got a big fucking hole. When I say I got a big hole, I got a big hole, and only just under half of it has been uncovered. The rest is underneath the underneath the wooden floor. Now, the plan is to slowly dismantle the front, get rid of all the wood, and then my job tomorrow is to try and get a shutter in so I can get a little concrete plinth made right across the front for the brickwork to go on for the patio because the wooden floor is coming out, patio back in. I've got to make sure that is between 2.5, 3 foot away from the pond wall. That way I can get artificial grass around two sides of the pond. Plus, you'll also be able to access it from two sides as opposed to one. But like I said to me dad, when we dismantle the pond that is at the moment, it's going to be made slightly bigger because I'm going to gain a foot on the back wall. On the front wall, where I square it up, there's a big chunk there that's got to come out. And with the fact that the hole is actually bigger than what I thought it was, so everything that comes out of the pond, dig, will go into the patio area that I'm going to create behind the brickwork. So, like I said to my dad, it wasn't just a case of ordering the blocks and starting the pond build. I couldn't start the pond build without starting to destroy the outside area and turning it back into an outside area, not an outside inside area, if that makes any sense. So yeah, it all goes hand in hand, and yeah, it's absolute chaos and bedlam here at the moment. And on top of that, I had to say goodbye to the Gimrin Sorrogoy yesterday as well. So that's why I didn't do the sort through of the grow and untank video yesterday because I'll be honest, I pulled her out for a salt bath. She had blown out a bit more in certain areas. I put her in the salt bath. I left her alone for a good 5-10 minutes, and when I went back, I rolled her upside down. And even though it's hard to describe, but there was no ulcers, no nothing like that. It was just pine cone scales, and she was big on that bottom half, but she was in between the scales. She was that color. So I I went and grabbed Susan. I said, look, ultimately, it's going to be better for her than anything else. So yeah, we had to do, and she was 65 cm, guys. She was 65 cm, and I'm so gutted. It just I've watched that fish grow from from that size because it started off as one of my best mates fish. So yeah, as I said it on the video that I'm doing at the moment, you know, yes, there is the saying that if you've got livestock, you're going to have dead stock. And yeah, that is true. But that's right. If you're producing and distributing on a mass scale, but when you spend so much time with these, because even though they're animals, they're still pets, irrespective of what people say, you know, and you do build up an attachment to them. I mean, yeah, I like to change what fish I've got, but there are always that handful of fish that will go nowhere, you know. But yeah, when you invest so much time, effort, and you then, oh, Brad, brother, oh, that's my best mate. He was the first owner. Oh, just yeah. I was going to come up and see you later on, bro. Oh, fuck me, 2 weeks on the trot. But yeah, it was. I just couldn't watch her suffer anymore because she was ultimately suffering, and not say everything else in the pond is absolutely fucking pristine, perfect. I've done scrapes since and found nothing. So yeah, so yeah, that sort of like kicked me in the nuts yesterday. So that's why I ended up with the hole in the porch sooner than it was expected, because I just wanted to swing hammer about. Yeah. But anyway, that aside, everything else is doing fine. I will be doing a video later on going through the growing on tank because my good friend Paul Higginson came today to pick up his Gimrin Jagoi that has got a little bit of Charatsuri to it, and his metallic Gimrin metallic Aragoki Jagoi. And I turned the filter off on the growing on tank just so that we could have pure still water. And when the water went calm, even I looked at Paul and I went, fuck, yeah, there's a lot of fish in there. There's a hell of a lot of fish in there. So yeah, will be I will be going through that later on this afternoon because they are churning up the food, some are rotten, and if I can thin them down, then the ones that are better will have more of a chance, and it also gives me something to take my mind off it. Um, I do have one. I say silver lining. The one fish that I've got left from last year's spawning must have come after we've looked at it in the net and the bowl again. Must have come from the first spawning that I did that I thought was unsuccessful, and I had a few that turned out that they came from that one where I did a cachie. I was got rid of them too quick and didn't give them a chance, and then respawned. So I had a mixture of fry in the end, and the one that I call the unusual achiever that is now in the main pond, that has got to have come from the first spawning, which was when I spawned the Sorogoi with, it was a Shiratsuri, a Hitsuri, and a Charatsuri. And fuck, I've just stabbed myself. Sorry, I'm on edge. And yeah, it's the only one that has come out Ginrin, and the only fish that I ever used that was Ginrin was the Ginrin Sorogoi. So I have still got some of her genetics in the pond. So there is that. But yeah, it does kick you in the nuts. Yeah. Anyway, on the bright things, so with the fact that I have now have a massive hole in the porch area. Oh my God, I actually underestimated it because when I pulled all the wood out, and then there was some bits of plastic and some polycarb and some other rubbish that I just buried. Yeah, as I was pulling all this stuff out, the hole was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I'm thinking, is it ever going to stop? Yeah, so I'm definitely going to be able to go down to 5 foot like I originally wanted. Uh, the, the reason I wasn't going to go down to the 5 foot was because the price of a fucking skip nowadays. Jesus Christ. All it is a lump of metal that they come and pick up and take away and fucking dump. Almost 300 fucking quid. It's crazy. But now we've decided to take the front off the porch, turn it into a patio area, and I've now uncovered the pit. I'm not going to call it a hole anymore. It's a pit. Honestly, it's fucking massive. And Brad will probably attest to that because he was around when I was doing that. Because originally we were going to sink a hot tub in there for Susan, and then we decided against it. So yeah, there's a ruddy great hole there. So I'm not going to need a skip, that's for sure, for getting rid of soil and rubble and stuff like that, because that hole is going to chew it up, especially for the patio area. Um, so yeah, I haven't got a problem there. And then I've got a lad that came in yesterday. He's actually a lad that works with my oh bro, there was polycarb in there. There was, do you remember the quad that we had I scrapped? Yeah, well, the plastic fairings, they were under there. A load of old pipe work I found. uh, Vent ducting. I found all sorts under there, and I'm like, fucking hell. But I had the gentleman that works with me, boy. He come and took a load of the wood. Yeah, we took a big chunk of it yesterday, and he will come back round again and take another lot because he burns it. So I don't have to worry about getting rid of the wood. I don't have to worry about getting rid of the soil, the brickwork, any rubble. The only thing I will have to do is put the roof racks on and take what is the steel. I say steel, the walls, and take them to the tip, because they are literally, the industrial walls you get for these big industrial buildings. You've got like a sheet of corrugated metal, then you've got 4 inches of foam, and then you've got corrugated metal, and they were linking together. But that's what my pond walls are made out of, and they've got wooden framework around it. Well, the framework is on its way out because the bow on the front is going further and further, and the bow on the back is getting further and further. So yeah, I've got to do something. No, I'm not in the space station. Well, I'm in my painting area. It's me painting, and then I've got a spray booth there behind me. It's where I come to just forget about everything. I can just put some music on, and then I just zone out doing a bit of painting. So no, not in the space station. So yeah, that's basically the long and the short of it. So with the fact that the porch is now being pulled apart, that pretty much marks the start of my pond build, he says. One problem I got is housing fish. Now, we have been out and measured the new patio that we put for Susan in the front garden. We worked out that one, she can have a swimming pool on there like she wants. She can get an 8 foot round one, which is also good, because my plan is I've got to move on all the fish that will be in the Tosai tank and the growing on and the IBC tank. Now I am thinking of doing some kind of little auction, but anyone that does bid on any of the fish will have to come to the towers and collect them. But the plan is, if I can get those two emptied, then the funds from there will also go towards the pond build. But then I can put my smaller and my medium fish from the main pond into those two systems, and then just put the bigger ones out the front in the 8-foot round pool. And then that way I can then put both of the pond's easy pods on that body of water, which I will fill from the pond. It'll be a bastard to do, but at least then they've got mature water, mature filter, and all I've got to do is net it over. That way I don't have to worry about bagging them and moving them to somewhere else. You know, I've had quite a few people offered to put a pool up in their garden for me, and I do thank you all for that. But no, I even, there is even the option to take them to New Forest in one of the buildings up there. But again, it's bagging them and everything else, and then keeping an eye on them will be a bit of a bitch as well. So the plan is to try and get shot of all the fish that are in the Toso tank and the IBC tank. All funds will then go straight to the pond build, and then, like I say, I would then empty the smaller and the medium fish. The smaller fish will go in the IBC tank, the medium fish will go in the Toso tank, and then I'll get the pool set up, and then the bigger ones will go out the front garden. And that's when chaos will really start, because once the water's gone, there'll be no stopping me. Every spare minute, I'll be pulling something apart, or I'll be building shuttering for footings, because there's an absolute shit ton of work to do. My sump in my filter house is slowly clogging up, and yeah, that's not good. So I've got to put a whole lot of new pipe work in, so I can get a decent sort of sump pump that I can drop in there and shoot it straight up to the house where the waste is outside, instead of just soaking it away into the ground. The problem is, it's all right doing that, but when you get a build up of blanket weed in there, you'll be surprised how little that water actually seeps away. Then blanket weed then keeps hold of it. So I mean, I've that sump system, Brad will tell you, I've had 4 easy pod cleans and 2 Tempest cleans before it even hit the top of the sump. Now I'm lucky if I can get 2 easy pod cleans before it's overflowing. Wicken, I lost the Ginrin Sorogoi, mate, the big Ginrin Sorogoi. She was 65 cm. But yeah, if there's anyone out there who would like to come and join me, I did chuck a link up in the comments since everyone's left me in the lurch this weekend. Is there anyone out there got any questions for me while we're here and I'm on my own? Yeah, big ouch, mate. Big ouch. I mean, Brad must have had it in his pond for a good 3 or 4 years. I've had it for a good 6 or 7. So yeah, she was second oldest in the pond. The oldest in the pond is also a fish that came from Brad, and that's the Gimlin Becco that came first in size and class at the National Koi Show. And we did want to take the Sorghoi as well, but she had a damaged scale. That was the only reason we didn't take her. But yeah, both fish are the oldest fish in the pond, and they both come from my best mate when he shut his pond down. It was the 2 fish that I just fell in love with. But yeah, on to brighter things. Won't be down at the forest tomorrow. Yeah, definitely, Wickham, and that's what I was saying. Oh, what's Will saying now? How we doing, Marie? Mick, mate. When I with the growing on a fry and that, you expect losses. you know, because there is question from Will. You ever tried making your own PSB? No, no, I haven't. And personally, if your filtration is the right filtration for your body and the amount of fish you've got, you shouldn't need any PSB. You shouldn't need any Evolution Aqua Blue Gel, irrespective of whether you do a filter clean on an Easy Pod or not. It's that simple. If your filters are doing their job, why do you need it? It's a bit like the what's that stuff called? The Vercon. You know, how does that differentiate from good bacteria and bad bacteria when it is basically a bactericide? So, you know what I mean? Quite possibly busy, quite possibly, and it was one thing that I'd spoken about with Rick, but about the Shiro, not the Sorogoi. Yeah, the Sorogoi has just knocked Susan for six as well, because one minute she's absolutely perfectly fine, and the next minute, like I say, within a few days, within a few days. But I'd like to say I have had this conversation with Rick in regards to the female Shiro that I've got in the main pond. That came from Rick. I'd had it, I think it was about 2 weeks, and it decided to play Free Willy. But this time we caught it within 5 minutes of it jumping out. And then we got a few months ago when I get a frantic phone call from me boy halfway down the M3 coming home from New Forest, giving it, where's all your air pumps? Because that Shiro had decided to up and do Free Willy again, and it bounced about by the back gate. You know, she is heavy with egg, but she is also bulging. You know, when that a lot of you out there should know, when you see a female koi and she's heavy, the back end tends to stick out. Well, she's got that, but then it bulges round as well on the back end. And like I say, I've spoken to Ricky about it, and like he said, there is a bloody good possibility that she could have damaged something internally. And because she's heavy with egg, it's now pronounced it even more. So, yeah. But then at the same time, he also turned around and said, well, it's fucking lucky that he's living, because of the, when I actually put it on video, I mean, it broke my heart. But when you saw the condition that it was after it beaten itself up, even I thought that I was going to come down to a floating fish next morning. But there she was swimming around the pond. She looked bad, but she was swimming around the pond. But that back end, the roundness of it is just getting more and more pronounced. And I say, I believe in that case, she has damaged something internally when she jumped out and bounced around on the concrete path by the end of the gate. Am I allowed to tap into my drain by wall to dump my dirty water, or does it have to go? No, it has to go to a proper sewage line, mate. Because you'll find most drain pipes just go to a soak away. Sorry, just going back through these comments. I'm only on my own today, but I'm all alone. Thanks, Marco. What about moonshine? What moonshine will? Mate, Marcus, at the moment, when I clean my easy pods, my sump overfills, it hits my floor and then goes straight out, down the path, into the car park and floods the car park. There is a drain at the bottom of it, but yeah, at the moment, because my sump is giving me a kick in the nuts, then yeah, it's getting most of it's getting dumped down the road. I mean, I did have to go out the other day and give the path a bit of scrub because it was getting a bit slippery. But other than that, yeah, it some of it's soaking away, some of it's going down the pond. So yeah, I know what you're saying there, mate. Hence why when I rebuild, I'll be putting a proper sump pump in with access to that. I am getting rid of the easy pods for the main pond. One of them has already been bagged by my man Paul Higginson for one of his setups. But yeah, I will be having an easy pod spare when I do, because filtration wise, I'm going to be putting in a filtro drum, secondhand. It's, you know, from the guys at the farm. Oh mate, I had some of that Pacino. Oh my word, my face was on fire. Yeah, that was when I was in Northern Ireland. Oh yeah, out in the Gulf as well. They had one out there called Siddiqui. It used to be in a clear bowl and looked like a bottle of water. Yeah, you pick one of them up accidentally, you fucking know about it. Oh, oh, oh. Doing about 97 proof or something. Jesus Christ. Yes, Simon, an absolute loss to the pond. The pond just, yeah. Like I say, everything else hasn't skipped a fucking beat. It's as if, nothing's gone on. But yeah, that's why I'm gonna try and concentrate on the old growing on tank later on, because like I said, I turned the pump off. I was like, fuck, I haven't really bought that many home, have I? Some of them in there. Yeah, so some nicer saggies in there. So I'm gonna have some nicer saggies for moving on, as well as what's in the toe side tank. Nice Gimrin Hitsuri. Can't really sell the fucking Kiyotsury because it's taken a chunk out of his nose. Doing absolutely fine. That's that little flap of skin that's disappeared. But yeah, you've got this white sort of like rectangle right on his nose. Dopey bastard. But right, have we got any koi questions out there? I know the feeling, mate. I've had the coal 9 koi this year after a massive bacterial infection. Mate, you know, thankfully, touch wood, I have not been in that position. I have been in the position where I've had to euthanize about 4 or 5 systems because of KHV. But yeah, I've never had the bacterial problem like a lot of people had last year and early parts of this year as well. Just like it is soul crushing. It is soul crushing. So yeah, I know what you're saying. I do hear what you're saying, mate. New Forest Hornets. Oh my word! And mate, honestly, I know I've got some really nice fish, but nothing will replace that Sorghoi. She just had a presence. It was one of the first fish people used to draw straight to. Wow, whenever they come and visited the pond. So yeah, she'll never be able to be replaced. But yeah, I have got some beautiful fish in that growing on tank, including a replacement to the one that I lost in the Twisted Rocket Pond in the Mega Mega Munga Tunnel, and that was a Ginrin Aragoki Sorghoi. Oh, yeah. It's only a small one, hence why I want to get some of the bigger ones out. So The smaller ones get a bit more room and a bit more food. But the mix for the grown on tank is a mixture from stage 4, 2 mil growth. There's 2 mil sinking, 2 mil sturgeon. There's 3 mil vitality, and there's 6 mil vitality in there, and that's the mix for the tank. And they're getting bloody great big scoop thing, and they're getting 15, 16 of them a day. So yeah, they are definitely growing on. Hi mate, we don't know whether she's got pinecone or whether she's pregnant. Fish koi don't get pregnant, Carl. If anything, she might be egg bound, but it might be a tumor. There's, without actually seeing the fish, you can't say from just a comment. You know, you can guess what it could be. And don't you worry, Gwen. Don't you worry. We are, at some point in time, going to create a snow tiger, because in my grown on tank there is quite a few nice snow escapes. Absolutely lovely. The white on the top is white. So yeah, if I can find myself 1 or 2 good ones out of that for myself, then all I've got to do is find a decent male shiro. Because the Sacco shiro that I've got, that's a little bit too small at the moment to actually see. Not that I've checked. I mean, he'd be if it was male, then the Amasako one would be the best one to use, because it's got some wicked sumi on it. I'm going to be moving on the Kaneko shiro that's in the main pond, and that's female. Carl, my email address is in my channel description. Send me an email and we'll have a look, mate. Yes, Dr. Kate will be down the farm this week, but we won't be down the farm until Thursday, because our lesser spotted Ricardo is festival in it at the moment. Music festival in it with his good lady and Ezra. So yeah, we will be back at the farm on Thursday, and we will be there again on Friday. We're going to do 2 days on the bounce next week, or this week coming. So yeah, we will be down the farm for 2 days again, but it won't be until the end of the week. And if the sort of selection we were doing last week, well, this week, but the fish we were going through this week, if they're any indication, oh boy, I can't wait, because when he gets back, it's then all hands to the pump, not only to do farm stuff and harvesting and selecting and stuff, but also getting everything ready for Koi-Tuber Fest 2024. Can't wait. I'm just waiting for a response from one more person, and then we have got a full house. All I am going to say is there will be a good 60 so people. It's gonna be epic. Not only is it going to be epic, you lot are going to get your chance to have first dibs on the fish that will become available. Yes, and there's going to be fish from all sizes. This year's fry, tosai, nisai, sansai, a few from Sean's brood pond, the big pond outside it is as well, the big brood fish are. So yeah, that is going to be a day and a half. How we doing, Gaz? Stubbsy's in. How we doing? Gary, how we doing, bud? Mate, I know, just gutted, mate. Honestly, your new mug. Well, why haven't I got a new mug from my wall? That would make you mug number 84. Oof. We're getting close. You know, we're getting close. Almost at that 100. 83 different YouTube channels. That is just epic. 83 different koi YouTube channels. And we're still getting more and more being created. That is fucking awesome. And that is what I love about being able to do what I do. You know, to be able to encourage more people into the hobby of different walks of life, different ages. I mean, what could be better for the hobby? What could be better? But I'll chuck a link in the chat. There we go. Chuck a link in the chat there if anyone wants to come and join me. All is welcome. But yeah, I haven't forgotten about the snow tigers. Right. Hey, Stubbsy.
Hey, pal.
My man, how we doing?
Not bad.
How we doing?
Good.
So how's things over in Canada?
Well, it's raining, crappy weather today. Was pretty hot, but can't complain. We've had a pretty good summer.
Sweet. How's the pumpkin spawning's gone this year?
Did okay. I'm waiting on some size. I'm not getting great size, even though they got fed really quality krill. It's 100% krill when they were first born.
Yeah.
I just don't have the room, but some of them are up a couple inches, like two to 3 inches. Some, and then a lot of them are still half inch. So,
what sort of natural temperatures is the pond sitting at? How are we doing, Ken?
Most of them are barrels, and the odd is the IBC tank. That's 300 gallons. So, and they're just simple filtration sponge filters. So it's not the best, but they're growing well. They're healthy. I let the water green up because there's that much more food in it, green water, right?
Yeah. So have you not thought of maybe insulating them and putting a heater in just to keep consistency?
No. Well, I did, but I just can't do the expense of putting a heater in the tanks outside. The temperature's been fine. I mean, a few nights it went down to 7 Celsius, but we've had a bunch of days in the 30, like 31, 32, 33 Celsius. So
yeah,
well, it was getting to the point where I was taking water out and adding some cool water. So
and
they're doing well. The koi pond's doing really well. They're growing, except for my best showa. I don't know if I told you in a comment. Was beautiful. I was just waiting for it to change a bit so it'd have red, white, and black on its face, because it only had red and black currently, and then the red started pulling back a bit. So I said, perfect. Now I've got everything, and then all the heat left, every last bit, within a week and a half.
Right.
So now I've got a beautiful shiro.
I know exactly what you're saying there, because the same thing's happening to me. 2 seconds.
And I don't know why, though. I don't know why. I think it's just genetics, where I've got all my fish from.
Yeah.
I just lose the heat on a lot of the Showa, so I'm going to quit on Showa.
Yeah. Mate, I won a beautiful 3-step Omasako shower from a competition that Lee Hadfield, the Koi Soldier, done.
Yeah.
And the Benny on that is breaking down.
Really?
It's disappearing. And again, I'm going to end up with a really nice shiro, because the Benny is just dropping off left, right, and center.
Well, that's what you like anyway. So
yeah, I love a shiro, but I am liking my showers.
Yeah, well, they are a classic fish, and
Yeah,
have a pond or two with nothing but black and white fish. It goes well. It's nice, but
hey,
yeah,
that
not
would be
breathing.
if I had the space to do a natural sort of like in-ground pond.
Yeah,
I would literally fill it with just black and white. So
really.
Shiro, Matsukao,
Yeah,
Komonru, anything black and white, whether it's Deutz or scaled, yeah, just something about it.
yeah.
I mean,
Well, it draws you in. That's for sure. So,
how we doing, Ty?
hey
Good. What's
guys,
going on, Steve? Oh,
Ty, you just waking up?
I am. I slept in.
Oh, mate, was you on the beer last night?
No, I was helping my wife at a event she had a booth at. We were out late doing that, so I got home and yeah, I didn't set an alarm or anything. I just went to bed.
Well, babe, it says this is
Oh,
the one
okay,
you need.
yeah.
What's
39
going on?
48.
Sorry I'm late to the party.
He says that's the one.
No, you're all right. Yeah, well, you're here. That's all that matters. There's no time clock. There's no time clock. But you done any more to that decking? Ready for your rebuild or your build of your new growing on system?
I've done some painting. I'm still low on funds right now.
Yes.
Today I may be working on reinforcing the joists for the weight of the grow on pond.
Yeah,
Whenever we get to building that.
mate. I still think that the way you've engineered that decking, you're not going to have a problem with the size of pond that you want to put in there.
What size of pond is he talking
Uh, I'm thinking somewhere between 800 to 1,000 gallons on top of my deck I'm building.
about? Okay.
So we're talking like 8,000 to 10,000 pounds.
Yeah, so you basically building it as if you're putting a hot tub on it.
Yeah,
Like three hot tubs. Yeah.
One of those big 10-person hot tubs that,
The
you have a
swimming hot.
Roman orgy in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's Sunday morning. Sorry, guys.
If the fish end up spawning, that's pretty much what we're doing.
so you're not done anything pond wise this week, then, Ty?
No, I just feed them. And they're doing great.
No, I notice you do like to have a swim with them.
Sorry, there's a helicopter flying overhead. You see that one more time?
I said we do know you like to swim with them.
Yeah, that was kind of fun. That was interesting.
Yeah, the little name drop, you shitbag.
What?
Muttering just as you're going under the water about me. Oh, I do. And then you disappeared like fucking Aquaman. And where did you get that little dude from?
You know what? My brother-in-law gave me that a couple months ago. He was in Asia somewhere, and he brought that back. He got it from this little like toy ball machine that they just have on the sides of the roads.
All right, yeah.
Yeah. He saw the little koi men in them, and he said, I need to get one of those for Ty.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So he's now your little mascot, I take it.
Yeah, he's the little pond god who watches over my pond now.
Sweet. So how we doing, Carl?
I'm all right, thank you.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. No, turn your phone sideways.
Sideways. Hang on. Could be because I'm
Have you got-
outside.
All right. Have you got your rotation on, have you?
Yeah, it could be.
Could be, yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
Chris. You spin me right round,
No,
baby,
no,
right?
yeah, it's funny. I'm upside down. Let me I don't know. Let me mess around. I don't know what it's doing.
Yeah, 100% Gaz. So you down
Also,
at the
I am.
DKF today, or was it
I'm
just
upside down.
yesterday when you were down there? Or is that a video from last week that you just put out?
I don't know how you do this. Yeah, look.
Hey, Lisa.
You alright?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
my pond.
Well,
Yeah.
show us
Yes,
properly
thank
then.
you.
I built this myself.
Yeah.
And I got a growing on tank down the bottom.
So look then.
See if the internet let me to take it down. Should do. This is the filter house, or what I'm making the filter.
No, I think we've lost him. Oh, no, he's back.
He's back.
So is it you built a little tank or is that an IBC?
I've got IBC tanks in there and a little tiny pond.
Yeah.
I've got two tanks for quarantine tank and a growing on tank, and I've got a little pond in the shed, and
Yeah.
this is my main pond.
So what filters are you using on
I tried
each
to get
system?
it extended, but the Wi-Fi let me.
All right.
My filters. My filter, like a file filter, isn't it?
So no, what on your main pond? What
Yeah.
filter have you got on your main pond?
I got like matting and things like that, isn't it?
So
But bio stuff.
yeah, but is it a multi-bay or is it a box filter?
Just a box filter.
Right, got you. And is that what you've got on all the
Just
other
a clean
systems as
box
well?
filter.
Got you.
Well, when I first started doing it, I started from a dustbin and a rubbish pump, and then I got a bit better and better in time.
Cool. Yeah, just to answer this, Dan. Dan, you can get them brand spanking new for about 60 quid delivered if you find the right place. And my advice is, when you get it, take the metal pallet off the bottom, which will then drop your IVC tank down, and then your top bar with the upright supports, you cut them, and then your mesh that goes all the way around gives you your cut line for the top of your tank, and also lowers it down because you haven't got 6 inches of metal fucking pallet underneath it, which is what I did with mine. It does make a difference.
Did you spray foam the outside and then paint it on your IBC?
On the IBC, what I did there is I did the dry stone block work with the bits of broken slab,
Okay.
and then I expand and foamed in between the gaps.
Okay.
So yeah, there's no, and then all I did was I just rough pointed it, brushed over it a brush, and then just painted it.
Well, I was hoping to put barn board all around mine.
Yeah.
I mean, if I can get a good deal on barn board.
So you get grandmas think alike. No, I've had quite a few people get in touch with me about IBCs. Sorry, Chris.
Like I said, I do have I live in a small community, you know, about 25, 30,000, surrounded by farmland and forest. So
yeah,
there could be lots of barn board lying around.
Oh yeah, definitely. And see, with the IBC tank, because you've got that metal framework around it, just if you're using barn boards, or as we call it, feather edge,
yeah,
you know, you can screw straight into that metal framework.
Exactly.
Once you've done that, you can then just foam in between. Any bits that squirt out, you just trim it up, paint it, job done. It's insulated as well then.
Yeah, it'd be good for the summer. Obviously, I'll have to drain it in the winter because that'll freeze solid.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with your temperatures.
Use it for the motorbike, rewire it. I don't know.
So what you rewiring there, Carl?
A moped. I bought I had it, gave me because I swapped to a scooter, but it needs rewiring. Basically a rebuild.
Right. So you got that as a hobby as well as your koi then?
Yeah.
Nice. How we doing, Richard? Richard was lucky enough to have his name called Friday. Yep. So yep, we've.
Unfortunately, the way I've got it set up on this, I can't see the comments. I heard you say Ken was there. Is that from Ken, my obsession? Good. So you have some more Canadian content.
Yeah, Ken's. I love Ken. Ken's great.
He's wealth of knowledge.
He's got some awesome fish in his pond as well.
You see his last video where he up the
flow when the baby's
grown. Yeah, I haven't caught up with that one yet.
That's a good one.
Oh, everyone's gone.
But yeah, I know he talks about me and my tinkering. He's a fine one to talk because he's always tinkering, fiddling around with his filters as well.
Non-stop.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I've been there 2 or 3 times. He's always working on it.
Yeah, cracking. But we got Chris in the comments as well. How are we doing, Chris? Yes, that tornado is an understatement. You wait till you see it on today's video. Yeah, the hole I would say is about 3 foot deep by about 6 foot by 4 foot, if not a bit bigger.
Now that's going to be an indoor, strictly.
Yeah, well, I'll be using the spoil from the pond rebuild to backfill the hole for the patio that I've got to put back in. So, and this is why I said to me, Dad, it's not just a case of taking the pond down and rebuild it. You know, it's all connected. I mean, the pond wall is connected to that front wall of the porch. And now I've been removing a lot of stuff. I now see that the whole of the fucking woodwork is rotten.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the only thing that's holding that back at the moment is the metal framework. But it is starting to push on the front.
Yep.
Guys, I lost.
You'd be glad you added the metal framework. That's for sure.
Well, it's the actual pond walls are metal.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
nice and stable.
I was saying earlier, you know when they build these industrial buildings, they just chuck up girders and they screw metal. It's like a corrugated metal with insulation and then corrugated metal, and they interlink together.
Yeah,
that's what That's what my pond is made out of, and then just a wooden framework around it.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that one.
And well, you'll see it as it comes apart, because even with the water out, it's just going to go pop once I move a few bits. You know, it's straining the screws on the decking on the back wall.
Oh,
I mean, that was flush with the decking board all the way across. In the center, there's almost three quarters of the decking board showing from underneath, where it's pushing backwards.
bowing. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not good. Now, Ty, where are you from?
Utah.
Perfect.
Yeah, you're up in Canada.
Yep,
Am I catching that right?
you caught it right.
Yeah. Where about?
Central Ontario.
Central Ontario. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you're getting a hockey team.
We did.
Yeah.
We sure did.
Now you got all the major sports pretty much now, except for baseball.
Yeah, we don't have baseball. We don't have football, so
That'll be
we
coming.
huh?
God,
That'll be coming.
I bet you have a peaceful life, don't you? No sport. Lovely.
I used to do boxing. I still train a little bit. But no, I just work. I work for a charity, so that just I have to do loads of lifting and stuff. So that's quite fun.
Cool.
I used to play football.
Absolutely devastated. I mean, like I said at the start, I mean, I took her out yesterday to give her a salt bath, and she was in the bath about 10 minutes, and I flipped her upside down, and I said to Susan, it's just not fair to her just to keep bringing her out and stuff. She was getting worse, so yeah, I had to do the humane thing, and it really, and still is. I mean,
Yeah, it's hard. Eh?
it was a very, very special fish. That was.
How old was it?
What happened there?
Good nine,
Check on my
10 years
photo.
old at least.
That's tough.
But yeah, absolutely devastated us.
Especially when they get a personality, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, she was that soft. You could stand there and stroke her. You know, and then, like I said, when certain fish get to that point, they stop becoming a fish and become a pork. Can you see what I mean?
Yep.
It's mad to describe, but like I said, when you're dealing with a lot of fry and small fish, you tend to harden up when you see dead ones or deformed ones, because you expect it. But when you've got someone or a fish that's established and then suddenly changes, it does kicks you in the nuts big time.
Any of those grouping, Saragoi, Chagoi, Ochiba, they're all like labs, right? They're all like black labs. They just want attention, affection. And they're totally food driven. And give me food, touch me, love me.
Yeah, that was exactly her. And I mean, I think people say that they don't have any feelings, but there has been a change in the pond.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I've been wanting to add a Ochiba or Shagoi for a while, but just where I get them, they didn't breed them this year. So hopefully they did this year, and I'll get some, because they do make a big difference in the pond. They calm everyone down.
They do. Yeah, I love my Chigoi so much.
Yeah.
What's funny though is my Tancho Sanke.
Yeah.
Isn't that the biggest hand feeder in the pond?
Really?
It's totally my Chigoy's fault that happened. You know, it's
Yeah.
infection. What they do to all your other fish.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
Once one sees one doing, they're all in it like a dirty shirt.
Yeah.
Like we touched on this earlier, but Gary's just said in the comments, a lot of people say the fish are losing Benny. I had a Tancho Goshki. Now I've got a peroxide blonde Goshki. Mate, it's all down to that genetics and what part of the genetics they take on. I mean, I'm feeding color food, and like I said earlier, I won a 3-step Omasako shower from, it come from Koi Water Bomb through Lee Hatfield to Koi Soldier, and I'm going to do a short later. The Benny on it was amazing, and now it's going to end up another fucking Omasako Shiro, because the Benny is just dropping off it. It's just genetics of some fish.
That's
But
nice.
at the same time, we've also noticed down at the farm that environment also plays a factor as well.
Yeah, definitely. Temperature, food. There's so many things.
Yep. I mean, we've noticed. Rick brought it to my attention, and we've noticed it in the spawnings that have been done this year, and a lot of the fry that had to go out to ponds purely because of they didn't have the brine shrimp delivery, and that was held back for such a long period. Rather than lose a lot of fry, they put them out to ponds where they had natural rotifers and stuff growing in there. Now we've found that fish from the same spawning that were left in the tunnels in heat, you've got a lot of Aragoki scales on the ones inside in the heat, but yet all the Deutsch ones that went outside naturally, most of them have come out like leather cut, both from the same spawning.
Kind of makes sense.
2 completely different environments, 2 completely different effects on the fish.
Yeah, I can see that.
Absolutely mind-blowing. And it just takes me back to the fact, like I say, every pond is different.
Yeah. Well, I definitely notice when my water starts cooling, that's when your Shiros look the best, right? In cold water.
Yeah.
And then, Benny is just boom, and it's just looks like someone took black lacquered paint and painted it. It's just like, wow, why can't you look like that all summer?
Yeah, isn't it? What do you mean, Joe, by pH? Are you saying that because of the pH, that's why the Benny's dropping off? I sent you a link. Come and join us and explain what you mean. But yeah, I've also had that with a Tancho Goshki. In fact, it was no, it wasn't. It was last year. It was last year when we did the access all areas. I had a beautiful Tancho Goshki. I brought it home, QT'd it, went in the pond, and within 4 weeks of it being in the pond, I ended up with a crescent moon, and then it just disappeared completely and just became a ugly Matsuba. But again,
and had to leave.
Yeah. But like Rick will say, is one of the reasons why he does what he does with the original one was just the one pond where he pushed fish. He heated them and pushed them, and a lot of his reasoning for that is when you're heating fish and you're pushing them for their growth and stuff.
Yeah.
You're effectively you're aging that fish.
Yep.
Very quickly.
Yep.
And in doing so, in aging them very quickly, in a lot of cases, it will show you whether Benny is stable or other. Can you see what I mean?
Yep.
But by pushing them, you then know what's going to happen to fish that are being sold 2 or 3 years down the line. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah, apparently hair's like that too, eh? Or is that marriage? I don't know. Kids, all the above.
Fucking hell, Joe. pH of 9+.
Oh,
That's
That's all I-
fucking crazy.
amazing they're not bubbling.
Mate. And is that from source? Thank you very much, Mal. Cheers, buddy.
Hey, how you doing, Mal?
Hey, the man is hilarious and he's got some good fish tanks. Go over, give him a subscribe.
He's a good guy. Been a friend for a long time.
Yeah, I've chatted with Mal for a while.
Good lad.
Next
Speaking of
month,
good lads, I'm gonna make sure I go visit Carl and Ty's site, and I'll give them a subscribe and give them a good view on a video. Because seem like really good guys to me, and I didn't know about them, so I'm definitely
No,
going to.
I need to come check out your guys' stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
mate.
So
As high as 9.6.
That's crazy.
That is mental. He's saying I had to use white distilled vinegar to bring it down.
Whoa, geez.
Mate, I've never heard of, well, I have now, but it's the first time I've actually heard of someone putting vinegar in their water. To bloody hell. And if that's from source, Jesus, I hope you don't drink tap water.
Holy crap. You not tried baking soda?
That's mental. Well, Simon from up North Koi Pond, he's our resident water expert. He's clued up on this sort of shit. And if he's saying Jesus, then fucking hell.
What's Ken saying? Because Ken worked at a koi dealership for the longest time as well.
Ken's been very quiet.
Well, he's probably
My whole picture is
rebuilding a filter.
shit, Joe. How many fish did you lose then? Or did you lose them, or was it a case of they were fucked in the way they've dropped off Benny and stuff like that? No, Wiccan. I think you'll find that is his source water out of his tap. Yeah, I see what you mean. So yeah, Jesus Christ, and you had a nice collection of fish. How we doing, Jeff?
I can't get over that pH number.
not bad that.
Crazy.
Oh, gone again. Oh, we're playing musical chairs. So what's your pH out of your tap then, Chris?
I've never measured it out of the tap, but never had a problem with the pH or really the chlorine levels. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm a firm believer of your fish will tell you something's going on. We used to have a hot tub and a pool, like above ground. And, for the first little bit, you would test the pH all the time. Then you go, okay, I get into my regular routine of, doing water changes and pH up, pH down. I'm not even really using that much. And then, you'd shock it, right? So you got into a routine of it. and you're
Yeah.
dealing with your ponds and your tanks, you're doing the same thing. You get into a routine after a certain amount of time, and you're going to be looking at pH strips and going, get out of my way. Yeah. That's just
just like Ken's just said there as well. And like I said it more than like Chris has just said, you know, it gets to a point where you know just by looking at your pond, my filter needs cleaning.
Yep.
You know, it needs a water change because it's just the way they're sitting in the water. It's little things, and a lot of it is actually hard to put into words when you're trying to explain to someone. It's one of those, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
You know, if you had the pond,
just almost kicks you going, okay, time for a water change, or, you know, a good filter flush. Because your fish will tell you, you know, whether they act, especially when they're feeding, right?
Different.
If they're not rushing towards you when you come out, then, you know, you start looking into things, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Or if there's one off, you know, sulking off to the side, and then you go, holy crap, we got troubles. You know.
Or you get the one that's just bouncing off the floor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They'll usually tell you too.
So Chris from Sweet Acres has got the opposite. Her pH comes out at 6.3.
Chris, where about in the country are you? Are you down in the south?
Chris Stubbsy or Chris Sweet Acres?
Oh, sorry.
She's Christine is Midwest.
Whoa. Oh, Midwest. Okay.
Yeah. And if you haven't checked her out, go check her out. Really nice person.
Yep.
No, she's great. I've enjoyed watching her videos.
Yeah. Well worth it.
Christine, why don't you come and join us? Scroll up in the comments. There should be a link in there.
Well, I hate to do it to you, but I'm going to have to slide because I got to get a few things done. But I will be on Christine's live later on today, so I hope you guys can find me there. And
is that 5:30 our time?
1:30. Yep.
Yeah, about 5:30 our time. Whose channel is it on this week?
You know what? I don't know.
See, they're trying to promote it for you.
I know. I looked, and you know, I got a mind block. Like everything just fell into my brain.
Whose channel are you on this week?
I can't see the answer. So.
Well, it's been a shit week and lost 3 fish this weekend.
No.
George has been, oh mate. All right, the live is on Christine's channel. That's Sweet Acres Koi Farm, 5:30 UK time. Go over, give the guys some support. You've got Christine, is from Illinois. You'll also have my man Stubbsy over here, aka the Lugnut. Stubbs the Crags, he's over in Canada, and you'll also have, I don't know if Shane's with you this week, but you'll also have Maureen from Keith's Koi Haven, and she's over in New Hampshire.
Yep.
So yeah, go and give them a check out, give them a bit of support.
Well, we'd appreciate it, and
just because they're across the big pond.
Come on here,
mate.
Thank you again.
Just because you're across the big pond, don't mean we can't support one another.
Exactly. We appreciate it.
It's international koi community. Who could ask for more, eh?
Yep. Okay. We'll see you guys later.
I'll catch you later on, Stubbsy. Nice one, boy.
Bye.
I tell you what, he's a good one.
No,
this channel helps me a lot.
My channel?
Yeah, yours, Rick's, everyone, because what it is, it helps me more because I'm dyslexic. I can't read write everything, but it it shows me what I can learn with my own fish,
Yeah, yeah.
and I have
So
to watch you every work.
so you're in effect you're learning by watching as opposed to reading. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Sometimes that's the best way, because then
Yeah.
it becomes more natural because you've actually gone through it, if that makes any
Yeah.
sense, to get you to the next point in your hobby, you know.
Yeah.
And
Because
every day is a school day, and you learn anything every day. And if you don't, you know, you're going to go stagnant.
what?
I said it before and I say it again. You know,
Yeah.
every day I go down to New Forest Koi Farm, I learn something.
I
learn
watch
something.
the programs when I'm at work. Believe it or not, at lunchtime I watch them, and when I'm on lunch break, I always watch it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, thank you very much, mate.
I only had the fish pond because my wife had depression and that, and it helps her. It calms her down. I had depression myself because I lost my parents and I lost my sister. I just lost my brother last year. I'm not an emotional person. I'm more an on thing, and I need to keep myself busy. That's why I've gone in koi.
Yeah.
And I like the purity of it. So.
Well, like I say, every pond keeper gets something different out of the hobby, because every pond keeper, like every pond, is completely different. You know, and if it wasn't that way, it'd be a very fucking boring hobby.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And
it's lovely hobby.
It is a lovely hobby, you know, and it has been proven. It was proven this year. You know, you don't have to spend hundreds and hundreds on fish to be able to win prizes.
I lost 21 fish this year. What passed away? Because that's just from learning what problems they had. But it did annoy me really, because I wasn't just going to pack it all in. I thought, I can't do this. It's not going to happen. But lucky enough, I lost about 3 of my big ones. My pure white one, I lost. I don't know why I keep losing, but I changed the pumps serration because I pumped in the pond, and then I took them out of the main pond pump. What? Because I started from rubbish, and then I got a bit better from it.
Yeah.
But 21 fish I lost, and I was going to just pack it all in. Till when my wife said, "Don't do it. Just keep doing it."
That's an expensive lesson.
I just spent this year to place me the fish what I lost about 140 quid.
That's not too bad. How many fish?
About 5, but I brought quite a few young ones because when I first started, I was going to do it by babies and start growing them up.
Yeah.
And then I thought, and then someone said, "Oh, go and get some big ones then, because you could fit them in your pond." So that's what I did at the end. But I got some.
2 seconds, Carl. Jamie. Jamie, brother, don't beat yourself up, because I know for a fact you have done your absolute utmost, especially for Big George. Yeah. And it gets to a point where there's nothing else you can do, you know, but you can't blame yourself. And yeah, they do kick you in the nuts. So chin up, boy, chin up.
Yeah.
You're not alone.
I think struggling with problems in your pond and losing fish and stuff, it's I think it's one of those things in this hobby where sometimes we can feel maybe even like shame when those things are happening.
Yeah.
That's how I felt when I was having a lot of problems early on with my fish in my old pond when I was still learning and I didn't know what to do, and you start losing fish, and you just feel like, I don't know. Anyways, Jamie, I'm sorry to hear what's been going on, man. It's hard. But don't beat yourself up. You do everything you can, and that's what's important.
Yeah, mate. Exactly that. 100%. And Wiccan is saying, I now have a pellet mill being built. Tired of getting rubbish koi food. So, pellet mill, how big is it? Because I was chatting with Paul earlier, and he mentioned the top koi food from Coppens. And when I turned around and told him what the main ingredient was, or the first ingredient at the top, which is usually the one that has the most, yeah, broad bean. And then you add more veg, and then there was poultry meal, fish oil. But the top koi main ingredient is broad bean. And then they buffer it up with chicken protein meal, whatever protein or whatever they call it, but chicken meal. And I know carp, whether they be koi, common, mirror, they are omnivorous fish, which means basically they can eat it and it's edible. They'll fucking well eat it, which does in some way argue the fact with the chicken meal. Can you see what I mean? If they're omnivorous, why a lot of us look at it and go, koi don't eat chickens. No, but they do eat other things that have a different protein makeup to fish. Can you see what I mean? Yeah, but how big is the pellet mill? And this
You're
is
not
what
asking how big the pellets are. You're asking how big the machine is.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, not the actual pellet size, but how big's the actual machine that creates the pellets? And the reason I asked that is because Rick has been doing a lot of research into ingredients in other foods, and he's found dog food that is made up of sort of like 75% fish meal. Yet you struggle to get not 5% fish meal in most koi foods.
Huh.
He's looked into quite a few different companies and looked at the ingredients. Yeah, but hang on a minute, Wiccan. Your bathrooms and our bathrooms are two completely different sizes, because everything over there in America is bigger than what we've got here. So, yeah, what would you class as a bathroom? Not that I could fit something a bathroom size anywhere, but it is nice to know. Do they do smaller ones? But yeah, if you could get the fish meal itself and other ingredients, you could make your own pellets. But you've also got to have something to bind it all together, and that's where the wheat germ and stuff comes in. They're used as a binding agent for all the other ingredients. Just some put less in than others. Busy bee, amen to that. We can only try our best. The rest is beyond our control. The best fish keepers in the world sometimes lose fish. Exactly that. Exactly that. 100%. Well, guys, I'm out of cherry coke. We've been going for an hour and a half. So I would like to say a big thank you to Stubbsy for joining us. I'd like to say a very big thank you to everyone else out there that has joined us on the other side of the screen. Big shout to my man Ty here from the
Hello.
Koi Pit. Go check him out.
The money
Give
pit.
him a subscribe, and we can just said there we'll have wheat germ as a binder. See? Down below us we got Carl and Lisa Koi. Give them a bit of subscription. Give them a bit of support. As always, guys, I've been Twisted Koi. You lot out there, you are great. And we will see you live here, same place, same time next week. Laters all.